Hey there, I get it. Job hunting can be brutal. The silence after applications, the endless waiting, the feeling of being overlooked. It's exhausting. But what if you could cut the job search time in half? A well-crafted CV does just that. And the strong LinkedIn profile? That's your 24/7 billboard, pulling opportunities from the hidden job market and building a brand that speaks before you do. Separately, they are powerful. Together, they amplify your reach. In this video, we will break down their differences so you use each the right way. Stick around, because at the end, I'll share 3 master tricks I learned from executive recruiters on how to combine them for maximum impact. But first, let's get something straight. If you are treating LinkedIn and your CV the same way, you are already losing opportunities. And I don't mean just any jobs, I mean the best jobs. The ones that often never even get promoted. Here is why. Think about it. Where do the best opportunities come from? Often, it's not a job board. It's from knowing the right people, being in the right circles, and having a reputation that precedes you. That's where the power of combined CV and LinkedIn strategy comes from. Let's start with busting some myths that are holding you back. First, with myth 1, CV and LinkedIn serves the same purpose. Wrong. Not even close. Think of it like this. Your CV is a sniper rifle. It's designed for a single specific target. One job, one application. LinkedIn is a signal flare. It's always on, attracting opportunities even when you are not actively applying. If you're only focusing on your CV, you're playing the old job search game. Applying, waiting, hoping. If you only focus on your LinkedIn, you might get visibility but never land the final offer. You need both. The CV gets you in the game. But what if you could skip the application line altogether? Let's see myth 2. LinkedIn replaces a CV. No, and here is why. When companies need to fill roles quietly, before they hit the job boards, where do they look first? LinkedIn. Recruiters literally search for candidates using keywords and filters. If your profile isn't optimized, you are invisible. But once they are interested, they ask for your CV. That's because a CV isn't just a list of jobs, it's proof. It proves you are qualified, credible, and structured. In most cases, your LinkedIn gets you noticed. Your CV proves you are worth hiring. Even if a connection opens the door, most large companies still require a formal application process, or an internal referral process is usually required. So, LinkedIn isn't a CV. Then why do so many profiles feel like one big copy-paste? Let's bust myth 3. LinkedIn is just an online resume. If you believe this, you're wasting LinkedIn's full potential. A CV is static. It's a document. It exists in isolation. LinkedIn is alive. It shows your professional network. It proves your credibility through endorsements and recommendations. It tells recruiters what you care about based on what you engage with. A recruiter isn't just reading what you say about yourself. They are watching what other people say about you. And if you are not active, they may assume you are not relevant. If LinkedIn is more than just a CV, then what's your CV really for? Spoiler, it's not just for job hunting. We should have a closer look at myth 4. CVs are just for job applications. Think your CV is just for applying to jobs? Think bigger. University applications, board seats. You need a strong CV to back up those connections. Consulting gigs. Clients want proof of your expertise. Speaking engagements. They often require a professional bio or CV. The best opportunities don't always come from job boards. They come from who you know and what you can show them and what your CV reveals. So if you are only using your CV for job applications, you are playing way too small. If your CV and LinkedIn serve different purposes, why would one update work for both? Let's explore myth 5. One update works for both. This is the fastest way to blend in and be ignored. Your CV is a deep dive. Specific results, quantifiable impact. Every bullet point earns its place. A LinkedIn is the big picture, summarized wins, key career highlights, content that positions you as an authority. When recruiters scan LinkedIn, they may not want a list of tasks, they want proof that you drive impact. If your LinkedIn looks like a copy-pasted CV, you're wasting an opportunity to stand out. You are actively hurting your chances. You are telling recruiters you don't know, you don't understand how to use LinkedIn strategically. You're blending in when you should be standing out. Which of these myths surprised you the most? Let me know your favorite mythbuster in the comment below. So we covered the myth, we know the difference. But before we move on, I want to share a free resource that will help you to put everything we've discussed into practice. It's a free LinkedIn optimization checklist and you can download it now. The link is in the description below. Now comes the slightly technical part, but bear with me, it's important. How do you actually make these two titans of the job search world work together? Let's break it down. Your CV is a structured document designed to get past filters and into the hands of decision makers. And those filters? They are called applicant tracking systems, ATS for short. Most big companies use automated screening softwares to filter CVs before a human even sees them. If your CV isn't structured right, you don't even make it to a recruiter. To pass ATS, your CV needs relevant keywords pulled directly from your job description. A clean format, no fancy graphic at this stage. If your CV isn't tailored for ATS, you might be qualified but never seen. Let's get it straight. Your LinkedIn isn't a replacement for your CV. It's your career's billboard. A CV is submitted. A LinkedIn is searched. A CV answers questions. A LinkedIn sparks curiosity. On LinkedIn, hiring managers aren't just reading static profiles. They are watching who engages, who shares insights, who is already part of the industry conversations. And here is the hard truth. If you are invisible on LinkedIn, you are invisible in the market. Your CV is where you prove you're worth hiring. Your LinkedIn is where you prove you are relevant. If you are treating LinkedIn like just another version of your CV, you're already making a critical mistake. Because while both can help you to land opportunities, they do it in a completely different ways. Use them wrong and you'll get ignored. Use them right and recruiters and hiring managers come to you, even when you are not actively looking. So let's break it down. What exactly makes them different? And why does that difference matter so much? Let's start with something most people never think about. Who is actually reading your CV and LinkedIn? Your CV is written for one person at a time. A recruiter, a hiring manager, someone evaluating you for a specific role at a specific moment. LinkedIn is read by hundreds or even thousands of people over time. Executives, recruiters, colleagues, industry leaders, and future employers you haven't even met yet. Your CV enters the hiring process. Your LinkedIn keeps you visible before that process even begins. A CV is like a formal job interview, structured, concise, and focused on what's relevant on that one opportunity. LinkedIn is like a networking event. You're making connections, building a presence, and establishing credibility before you even need a job. If your LinkedIn is just a job board profile, you're missing its full potential. Your CV and LinkedIn profile should never say the exact same thing. Don't get me wrong, they must be consistent, but they shouldn't be identical. They serve different purposes, and each needs to be optimized accordingly. A CV is built for depth. It's designed to answer one question: why should you be hired for this specific job? LinkedIn is built for reach, reaching beyond just job boards to attract a wider range of opportunities, from keynotes and interviews to consulting gigs and doors we never knew were there. If a CV is a technical manual, LinkedIn is an executive summary. A CV presents the raw data, structured to meet hiring expectations. LinkedIn puts your work into context, shaping how people see you beyond a single role. Your CV lists what you've done. LinkedIn tells why it matters and why people should care. If your LinkedIn is just a copy-paste of your CV, you're making a fundamental mistake. Recruiters only spend 6 seconds scanning your CV, if you are lucky. If your key points aren't instantly clear, they move on. A CV is tight, structured, and built for clarity. 1 or 2 pages max. Bullet points, short, clear sections, no fluff. Every word earns its place. LinkedIn, on the other hand, allows for depth, storytelling, and interactions. Your About section is the chance to introduce who you are, not just what you've done. Recruiters don't just scan job titles, they check your engagement, connections, and recommendations. A CV gets glanced at, LinkedIn gets explored. This is why LinkedIn should be more than just a job listing. It should be an active portfolio. Most people only think about job searching when they need a job, and that's a huge mistake. Your CV is an application tool. Your LinkedIn is a visibility tool. A CV follows the rules of the hiring process. It fits into the structured workflow filtered by ATS systems, passed between recruiters and reviewed against job descriptions. LinkedIn lets you bypass some of those steps. Recruiters find you before the job is even listed. You get referred into roles without applying. Hiring managers check your profile before an interview, even if you only sent your CV. If you're only relying on your CV, you're always reacting. If you're using LinkedIn well, you're staying ahead. Now you know. CV and LinkedIn aren't interchangeable, but used together. That's where the real leverage happens. Because when you align them in the right way, your CV doesn't just apply for jobs. Your LinkedIn makes opportunities come to you. Let's talk about how to actually combine them to get results faster. How to use your LinkedIn to strengthen your CV before you even apply. Start with company research. Most job descriptions are vague, but companies give away valuable insights if you know where to look. Check the company page. What topics are they posting about? What challenges do they highlight? Look at employees in similar roles. What skills do they list? What projects do they mention? Find recruiters and hiring managers. What are they engaging with? What language do they use? Recruiters and hiring managers leave clues. When you tailor your CV using real company insights, not just generic keywords, you immediately stand out. Now let's flip it. How do you use your CV to enhance your LinkedIn? Your CV is static. You update it when you apply for jobs. Your LinkedIn should be dynamic. You update it regularly to showcase ongoing expertise. If your CV mentions leading a major project, your LinkedIn should have a featured post breaking down that project's impact. If your CV lists a high-impact metric, your LinkedIn should add context. How you got there, what challenges you solved, why it mattered. If your CV highlights a certification, your LinkedIn should show engagement with industry trends in that field. This is why top candidates don't just update LinkedIn when they are job hunting. Their presence is already positioned for opportunities before they need them. But there is one more piece: internal referrals. Most people apply blindly, competing against hundreds of others. But the best roles, they are often filled before they even get posted. That's because hiring managers trust referrals. A referred candidate is far more likely to get an interview than someone applying cold. But most people approach referrals the wrong way. Instead of reaching out to random employees and asking for help, start by engaging with them strategically. Follow key employees, comment on their posts, engage before you even send a message. Then, when a job opens, you're not just another LinkedIn request. You're someone they already recognize. And that's how you use LinkedIn to open doors before you even apply. So now we know. Alignment is key, but true synergy comes from knowing how to leverage both tools to your advantage. Now let's take it even further. There are 3 key strategies executive recruiters use to maximize this combination. Let's break them down. First, they leverage LinkedIn as a proactive tool. Instead of waiting for applications, they scan LinkedIn for active professionals engaging in their industry. If you are consistently sharing insights and interacting with the right people, you are on the radar before they even have the role to fill. Second, they rely on referrals. Recruiters prioritize candidates who come recommended. If you are building relationships strategically, connecting, engaging, and adding value, you increase your chances of being referred internally before a job is posted. Third, they analyze digital presence. Recruiters look beyond job titles and work history. They check the content you engage with, the discussions you are part of, and how you present yourself online. A strong LinkedIn presence can differentiate you before the formal process even begins. So remember, your CV gets you into the process. Your LinkedIn can get you noticed before the process even starts. It's not an either-or decision. It's about strategy. Most people apply endlessly, hoping something sticks, or they wait passively on LinkedIn. Top candidates, they don't just apply. They get discovered. They get referred. And they get recruited. So the question isn't whether LinkedIn or CV is more important. The real question is, are you using them for your full advantage? I'm curious, which one do you update more often? Your CV or LinkedIn? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more insights on personal growth, meaningful work, and creating a life you truly love. I'm Kinga Bali, your partner in crime in your personal growth and development journey, and I'm here to help you to unlock your full potential. See you in the next video.